Hey everybody, welcome back to Dylan the Outdoors. And this week, my girlfriend and I are going on a 5-day camping and backpacking trip in the Yalakom provincial park of British Columbia. Currently, we are headed down the West Pavilion Forest Service Road. Usually, we would go across the Big Bar Ferry, but due to a landslide earlier this week, they've pulled the ferry out of the river as a precaution of low water and debris floating down the river. So it adds an extra 2.5 hours onto our trip, but it's a lot more of a scenic drive. So that's kind of a plus. But we've got everything loaded up here in the truck. We've got 2 ATVs, and we're gonna be camping at South French Bar Creek tonight, and then Monday morning we're gonna be headed out to Red Mountain. So more than likely I'm gonna do this into multiple videos as the days go by. I'll probably do an episode for every day that we're here, and we're hoping to do a lot of fun things. You know, there's fossil hunting, we're gonna be looking for thunder eggs, I'm gonna do a little bit of fishing in the creeks around our camps, and we're gonna do a lot of sightseeing. So pretty excited for this trip. We've been planning it now for about 2 or 3 months, so hopefully everything goes as planned, and it's a great time. So we made our way down to Watson Bar Creek. The road was actually pretty good, but we just took our time. It's about 1:30 now, and I think we got on the road, the West Pavilion Road, at about 11:45. So it's only been about just roughly 2 hours, and really it's only about 30 more kilometers to South French Bar where we're gonna camp. But we just pulled over down here at Watson Bar, and we're gonna sit by the creek and enjoy our lunch. And yeah, then we'll carry on. But it's not too hot out today. The truck seems to be doing good, not overheating at all, so that's a bonus. And it's really nice and cool down here by the creek. But the water looks pretty cold. Did you stick your hand in the water? It's cold?
A little bit.
Try not to fall in. Oh yeah, the water's nice and cold. That's refreshing. But the creek's flowing really well for the middle of summer. Not too low or anything. So, but we're gonna eat our lunch here, and then we're gonna continue on our way. So we just finished lunch, and we were just looking here, and all of this here is also creek bed, and it all fills up during the spring runoff.
I think there also must be like a little underground here, because it does flow.
Yeah, there would be water coming in through here.
Yeah.
But during the summer months, it's not, when the river or the creek's not as full, it'll kind of dry up. But there's still a little bit of water flowing through, like McKenna pointed out. It's just coming through there, all throughout here. But one of my first times or trips over here on the West Pavilion Forest Service Road, my grandfather and I actually camped right here with his truck camper, and just on the other side of that fence there, we pulled in, made our camp there, and we were deer hunting up in the sage flats just up the hill here. But brings back lots of memories. Nothing's really changed. It's still nice to stop by every once in a while and check it out. There's lots of greenery down here though, and I can't believe how much water is coming down the creek. Definitely, even with all the hot weather we've had this year, it's definitely still flowing pretty good. But in most of these creeks here, actually, what I'll be fishing for this trip, there's Dolly Varden in all of these streams, and Dolly Vardens are a type of char, and usually at almost any stream or creek up here, you'll find them in there. Some creeks are more plentiful than others. I haven't seen any swimming around in here, but I'm sure if there was a couple deep pools, probably be able to see them. But where we're camping, there's lots of Dolly Vardens in the creek, so I'm excited to fish for a few of those this trip. They don't get very big, you know, a big one might be 10 inches at the very most. I think I've seen a couple in there that are pretty big, roughly like 8 to 10 inches, but they're all about the same size. So we arrived here at South French Bar, and I just went and looked at the creek, and sure enough, there's some fish in there. So I'll see if I can get them on camera, and hopefully you guys can see them. It's hard to tell, but if you look close enough, he's right there in front of those rocks. I don't know if I can get a good enough angle so you guys can see them, but they're in here, so we're gonna do some fishing for them later. But right now we're gonna unload the quads, and we're gonna go for a bit of a ride. So should be a good time. It's not too hot out, and yeah, we're the only ones here at the campsite, so not too bad. Nice and quiet for us, which is kind of a bonus. So we unloaded the bikes, and we're just getting a couple other things together, but we're gonna go for a ride right now before we come back and make dinner and set up our tent. So we're gonna go check out an old cabin. It's about 30 minutes from here, 30-minute drive on the quads, depending on how the road is. But yeah, we're gonna go check that out, and just go for a good little drive and start to relax and hang out. And yeah, we're gonna do some fishing after dinner tonight. There's a few pools along the creek that are about 5 to 4 feet deep, so lots of fish in those. Yeah, there's a couple more fish swimming around down at the creek there right by our campsite, so they're around, and hopefully we can catch a couple tonight. And yeah, so we're gonna get our gear on, ready to go, and yeah, go check out that cabin. So we're just here at this cabin, and we biked in. It was about a 30-minute drive from the road, and checked everything out and read the guest book, and it doesn't look like anybody's been here so far this summer, but everything seems to be good inside. No pack rats, no mice, so that's a bonus. And yeah, in the guest book there it says, you know, whoever needs to use it or wants to use it, you're more than welcome to. Just clean up after yourself, and if there's something small that needs to get done, you know, feel free to do that. And yeah, so it's kind of a team effort on everybody to keep cabins like this going and upkeeping them. And for the most part, if you know you want other people to enjoy it, you know, you put in a little bit of time, and then it's here to stay. And yeah, so beautiful little spot though, nice little meadow here right by the creek. And looks like lots of people in the past have just camped out in this meadow here, so lots of history here at this cabin. A lot of times they were just started by, you know, people who wanted to homestead, or, you know, loggers, a lot of that kind of thing. So every once in a while you'll find one of these cabins that are still upkept today and in really good condition. Okay, and then
There's rough right there.
yeah, there we go.
That looks about right.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's huge.
Nice big tent.
Did Liam use this once?
That's it.
Clip? Onto it?
So we finished setting up camp. We set up our tent. We moved the quads beside the tent here, and we just backed the truck up just so we can have a little bit of a table to cook our food on. So now that that's all done, we're gonna go fishing for a little while. We're gonna head downstream and hit some of the little pools and hopefully catch some more fish. Earlier, before we set up our tent, just for something to do, I just figured I'd throw the line in the water and see if I could get a couple. Because when we got here, we saw a few swimming around in the creek, and sure enough, 2 casts, and we got 2 little Dolly Vardens. So we're gonna go out now, try our luck, and hopefully we get a few more fish. So we found a little bit of a pool here, not a big one, but usually, even if you can't see them, the fish blend in pretty well. So I'm gonna try a couple casts here, and if we don't get anything within 2 or 3 casts, we'll just keep moving down the creek. So
Oh, is a...
there's a few around. So we found another pool here, and looks like there's some fish in there. So Kenna's gonna give it a try, and we'll see if she can get one.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, she just had one on. There we go. So usually, like any spot along the creek here, if you see here, like there's pools in here, like a little bit deeper, there'll always be fish And they're not always big, but they're just big enough to catch and have some fun, right? So kind of gonna give it a couple more casts, and hopefully we can get one in. The other two we got earlier, they were all about 8 to 10 inches, and yeah, they weren't too bad of a size. A couple, the one was bigger than the other, for sure, but...
Oh yeah, oh, I had a bite.
Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I got it right out of his mouth.
She pulled it right out of his mouth that time, so...
Nope, he said, I know your tricks.
Oh, we might have to try a different spot now. Kind of scared them all off. There, grab him there. So this is what we call a Dolly Varden, or a bull trout. And this creek is full of them. And they're actually a really pretty looking fish, if you look here. And yeah, this is about as big as they get here in the creek. But there's a few lakes around that also have them in the lake itself. So I'm actually genuinely curious, because I've never fished any of the lakes, to see how big they get. But usually here in the creek they get about 8 to 10 inches, and that's kind of max. Like 10 inches is a big one for sure, but they're all about, a regular is about 6 to 8 inches for sure. So but we're gonna head down the creek here now. And last year when we came out here, I found a pool, a big pool, and there was tons of them in there, and that's where the bigger ones were. So we're gonna head downstream now and try that out, and hopefully we can catch a couple more. Oh, nice. Tiny little one. I can't grab him. There we go. Hook's really in there. There we go. But yeah, like I said, they come in all sizes here, and range from really small to a little bit bigger, but they're all about the same size. That one's definitely a small one. One of the smaller ones I've caught here. But it's still nice to catch a couple here and there. A guy, like somebody could really survive off them here in a survival situation. If all you had was some line and a hook, you could catch some grasshoppers or any type of bug, and they seem to bite on mostly anything. We've tried flies, spinners, we've even tried just bare hooks, and it always, like, it doesn't really matter what we use, we always end up catching a couple. So really, in a survival situation, somebody could survive out here for sure. Kind of is going to take a couple casts now and see if she can get a couple. There's not as many in this pool as there was last year. Last year when we came in September, this whole pool here was just loaded, and you could see them all swimming around, and it was almost every cast I was getting one. So a little bit slower, but it is the middle of summer, and who knows, that might have something to do with it for sure. But we'll see if Kenna can get a fish here. It'd be nice to see her get one too. She did get one earlier at camp, but maybe she'll be lucky enough. But just hoping she'll get one here. See, I can't see them swimming around. Oh, she got one. Oh, nice. Oh, and he got off. Oh, that's okay. Well, at least he got one. Yeah. That's all right. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna go back to camp now, and then probably start some dinner. So we will see you there. So tonight we're just doing something easy for dinner. We're just doing some hot dogs in the jet boil and just some chopped up vegetables. It was a long day headed here, so we just figured we'd do something real easy. So we're gonna go ahead and have our dinner and just relax for the rest of the evening, really. So maybe play some cards after dinner, but we'll see. It's starting to rain out a little bit, but I can see some clear skies over that way. So hopefully it doesn't rain too much, but I mean, it is pretty dusty. So a little bit of rain, if it keeps the dust down tomorrow on our ride, that would be kind of ideal, I guess. So yeah, but the sun's starting to set. It's getting a little bit pink over there in the sky there. So, but nobody else is here. It's been pretty quiet all day. It looked like there was one rancher up checking out the water ditch. So years ago, the ranchers, they got a water ditch dug, and there's actually a man-made lake about 10 kilometers down the road, and it's used for irrigation. So every few days, all the ranchers take turns and they come up and check the water ditch to make sure nothing's blocking it, or kind of stuff like that. So that's the only other person we've seen today. So pretty quiet back here, but it's kind of why we came. So just to enjoy the peace and quiet and kind of just be to ourselves. Alright everybody, so we wrapped up dinner and we cleaned all our stuff up, put it back in the truck, and we're just laying here relaxing for a bit, but we're gonna go to bed pretty quick here. We're really tired. There's a lot of driving today and I am exhausted, so we're just gonna lay here and listen to the nice sound of the creek, and we'll be up early tomorrow morning to get ready to start our trek over to Red Mountain. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and we will see you guys in the next one.